Hi, it's been a long time no see. It's really difficult sometimes to just keep on walking, and I understand that. We all have health issues to deal with. And my recent health issue has been my foot. I have something called capsulitis, which has made it very difficult for me to walk. So I haven't been able to walk very far for ages. And I took advice from my chiropodist, and he said I can probably walk about 2 miles a day as long as I just walk on tarmac and I don't put my foot under any strain, and I've got to have special insoles made and all the rest of it. Anyway, all that aside, I thought, well, this is what it's like if you haven't been walking for a while. So I thought I'd do a video like how to start walking. And I thought it's helpful for me to think about it, and it also might be helpful for you. So here goes. Point 1, make sure you are fit and able to walk. It's very easy to think, oh yeah, I can do that, and set off on like a 10-mile walk. And if I did that at the moment with my foot, it would just swell up like a balloon. So take medical advice if necessary. I'm nearly 63, so my feet are important to me because I suffer from asthma and really need to keep the old lungs going. So it's really important for me to keep walking, but I want to do it in the right ways. Make sure you are fit and able to walk. So check with your doctor, check with your chiropodist, check with whoever you see about any medical condition as to whether it is right for you to walk. So point 1 is check that you are physically able to walk. Point 2, how far to walk. That is always a tricky one. I like to go from A to B. I like to take in all the scenery. I like to stop to take photographs. And I can very easily walk 10 miles without really thinking about it. But I don't think I could now with my foot. And the chiropodist has said 2 miles. So I'm going to have to work up to 2 miles. And so around the block where I live once a day is about half a mile. So I'll see how I go with that for a while. And then I'll gradually build up to a mile, mile and a half, 2 miles. And then I'll wait to see what the chiropodist has to say when I go back in a month to get the insoles, whether or not I can walk any further. Basically, if I'm in pain, I have to stop. So how far depends on your physical well-being, and just take it steady. It's so easy, like me, to go too far, like a bull in a china shop, go too far and then not be able to walk for a week. It's better to walk a little bit every day. Point 3, where to walk. Now it's easy for me because I live in the countryside in the UK. I can just go outside my door and walk through the countryside. But I do appreciate that it's a lot more difficult for some people. If you live in the middle of a city, you might think, well, I can walk around the city. There might be a nice park to walk around. Or you might think, well, I'm going to drive or catch the bus or the train to go somewhere where I can walk. It's really nice to walk somewhere where you want to go so that it's fun and enjoyable and not a chore. It's meant to be a fun exercise. It's meant to be a fun thing to do. So don't make it like a chore. So it's important to walk where you want to walk and where you can walk, and maybe join a rambling association or get other people around you so that you all walk together. There's some nice national parks that you're allowed to walk around. Like I say, I'm in the UK, it's easy for me. Very few places are off limits. We have public footpaths going around most fields and through most countryside. So I'm really, really lucky, and I really, really appreciate that. So I do understand it is more difficult for some people, but give it a go. Plan where you're going to go and give it a go. So the 3rd point is where to walk. Point 4, what footwear do you need? I've always used walking shoes or walking boots because they're tough and sturdy and protect your feet. But because of my foot problem, I have to wear light footwear, soft footwear. So I'm now wearing my trainers, but I'm only walking on tarmac at the moment anyway, and I'm not walking on uneven ground until my foot feels better. So there are lots of different shoes out there that you can choose. Make sure you choose shoes which are comfortable, that fit well, and that are fit for the purpose for the job. And walk around in them at home and see, are they comfortable at home? Make sure they're comfortable enough to be able to wear, big enough to be able to put nice thick supportive socks on underneath as well. The socks are important as well. Get double layered socks so that you don't get blisters. Get thick socks so they're nice and soft on your feet and go well with the shoes. So wear it at home and see how you get on and see what tweaks need to be made before you have a go outside, because it's a lot easier to go, ow, 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 my foot, when you're in the safety of your own home than when you're outside in front of people. Sometimes it can be embarrassing and you might do damage to your feet as well. So make sure that your feet are really comfortable before you set off. Point 5, what clothes do you need to wear? I have heard it said that it isn't bad weather, just inappropriate clothing. And that is so true. It's so condescending, really, when you're soaked through to the skin and somebody goes, oh, well, you haven't got the right clothing on. Yeah, it's so annoying, but it is generally true. I tend to wear layers so that I'll have like leggings and jeans and t-shirts and an overshirt and a jumper. And then I'll have, if it's really, really bad weather, I will wear my trusted raincoat. If it isn't bad weather, that just gets really hot and stuffy to wear. So then I'll need my rain jacket and my leggings. And I use these leggings because they have a slit at the bottom. So if you're walking along and you think, oh, this is a nice sunny day, and then suddenly it starts raining, you can easily just shove them on quickly. You don't have to take your shoes off. It's really, really easy. A lot of places sell these sort of things. There are shops like sort of camping and trekking shops which sell these type of equipment, or you could try online shopping as well. There's plenty to choose from, really. So the point 5 is making sure that you have appropriate weather. Point 5 is making sure that you have appropriate clothes to wear on your walk. Right, so this is me, just if I need to wear the waterproof trousers, if I am walking along on a sunny day and suddenly, see, they just come out of the bag really quick. I'll have this on a backpack on my back. They're elasticated around the waist. So they're really, really easy just to put on, even though you've got your shoes on. I don't know if you can see that actually. Let me see if I can put you down here. So even with your shoes on, again, elasticated around the waist. So you can just shove your feet in like that. And if necessary, there's a bit of Velcro around here and a zip. So do the zip up on the Velcro, but my feet with these trainers just go straight through, but just pretend I've got big walking boots on for this one. Okay, I'm just going to foot in the trousers like that, put it up around my waist, and then my walking boot is out the bottom. So if it is raining, that's really, really quick to get that on, really quick to get that on, and then you're fit to go. Obviously I'd have a waterproof jacket as well, but I just thought I'd demonstrate the waterproof trousers. Point 6, what food and drink do I need? Well, basically I look at my walk and I think, well, I'm going to be out during my mid-morning break or my lunch break or my afternoon break, or if I'm walking about 10 miles, which I hope to be able to do again, I would think I need mid-morning snack, I need my lunch, I need my mid-afternoon snack. So take what is appropriate. Make sure you have plenty of protein. Like for me, I'll take a bag of peanuts, obviously not appropriate if you're allergic to peanuts. In the mid-morning, I take a carton of drink or a bottle of water. And in lunchtime, I take some sandwiches of things that aren't going to go off. You don't want something in your sandwich that's going to go off and make you ill. Or on your walk, make sure you find a nice cafe or a pub that you can frequent, because also it's important what goes in comes out, and you need to plan your toilet stops as well, especially if you're not keen on just squatting down behind a bush. So the point, where are we up to? Which point are we up to? Point 6 is make sure you have enough food and drink, because if you get lost, you're going to really need that food, and you don't want to be trying to walk a long way without food and drink. So point 6 is make sure you take food and drink with you. Point 7, what maps and sat-navs do I need? Well, I have found that walking around the Southwest Coast Path, for example, and through the countryside in Wiltshire and Somerset in England, that sat-navs don't always work. Sometimes you just don't get the coverage, the internet coverage, the Wi-Fi, and you don't know where you are. So it is best to plan your route before you go. And what I do is I get the map out and I write down where I'm going with the map as reference. I have a compass so that I can always get my bearings. It is good to have an idea of where you're going, what you're going to do, and when you're going to come back. I try to plan my routes so I go from A to B, and then I get on a bus and then catch the bus or a train back to the car, so that I'm not going somewhere and back again. I don't want to go one mile one direction and then 1 mile back, although I have done that. I would much rather go 2 miles, see more, enjoy more, and then catch the public transport back to my car. So plan your route, and then you have an idea. If you do get lost, you've already looked at the map, you've already committed some of it to memory, you've made notes, you know roughly where you are, and you'll be able to find your way back. Do take your phone so that when you do get coverage, you can phone for help if need be. But I have found that the sat-nav, although a lot of the apps are brilliant, if you haven't got internet, if you haven't got Wi-Fi, you're a bit stuck. So I do find paper copies are generally better. So point 7, what maps and sat-navs do you need? These are the sort of maps that I like, with a nice lot of detail. I don't know if it will go blurry if I try going in close. Oh no, that's really good. So you can see that if you knew you were, say, walking along by Hope Cove and up Brandy Cove and round Blackhead, and you're walking along the Southwest Coast Path, if something happened, you would know where to find yourself from different landmarks. Very often along the Southwest Coast Path, you'll have little signs that say like Anstey's Cove, Devil's Point, or wherever you are. So you can keep track of where you are, so it's not too difficult. You can also get maps which are huge and really difficult to unwrap and wrap up again. So I do like these little books. This book is a Cicerone book. There we go, Cicerone. I'm not sponsored by these people, but they do really good little maps in books, especially for the Southwest Coast Path. And it's just really useful. I find that really useful. It's got a waterproof cover and you know where you are and you're not dependent on a sat nav, you're not dependent on Wi-Fi or internet. Point 8, have an emergency plan. I have discovered that you do need an emergency plan. You need a first aid kit. You need, in this country anyway, you need something to remove ticks safely so the tick isn't sick inside of you as you're trying to remove it and hence give you disease. You need to be able to remove a tick safely. You need plasters, bandages, and also you need your phone so that you can phone in the event of a disaster. Say you fell over, you sprained your ankle, or somebody you're with fell over, and there's a way of getting help. You need your phone, even if it means you have to go somewhere to try and get ranged to be able to make the phone call. But you do need phones. You need your map so you can like go to a nearby farm or whatever to try and get help. An emergency bar of chocolate in case your sugar levels get too low. An emergency bottle of water so you don't dehydrate. Think of everything that might go wrong and then make a plan to overcome these problems. So point 8 is have an emergency plan. Point 9 is enjoy yourself. Really, it is lovely to walk. It makes you feel amazing. It makes you stronger. It makes you healthier. You build up strength and honestly, you do feel amazing. You see things that you wouldn't see when you're whizzing past in a car or a bus or a train. You have time to stop and appreciate nature or wherever you are. It's not a race. So point 9 is enjoy yourself. I hope you have found this useful. I will update you on my progress as I slowly build up my strength again. We are planning, that is my husband Paul, who sometimes features in the videos, we are planning on going to Torbay soon, so we're going to stick to the promenade area so I can walk on flat tarmac and we won't be walking very far. But I will update you on my progress as well as put videos up of our walking around the Torbay area. So it would be lovely to hear from you as to where you walk. And also I am amazed by the number of people that watch my videos, and you know, if you've got any stories about the areas or any sort of comments that you would like to make, it's lovely to hear from you when you say, oh yeah, I've swam in that sea and I've walked there, or my grandparents lived there. It's lovely to get these comments and get a sort of fuller picture of a place that we visited really. So it'd be really, really lovely to hear from you as well. So hopefully I'll see you soon, and I've only got one more thing to say. Keep walking. Bye.